YouTube, good morning. This is Jason with Tactical Data Desk. It is Monday at 9:03 a.m. I have your pre-market analysis for you. Hey, I hope everyone had a great weekend and a great Easter. I absolutely did. My dad was in town. He got to see his two granddaughters. We grilled some fillets, which I know isn't a traditional Easter meal, but gosh, it was absolutely fantastic. Had a great time. I was ready to rock this morning, got up, did some clang and bang, feel good, ready for the trading day, ready to bring you this pre-market analysis. Here we are. Futures are looking up so far. ES is up point or +3. NQ is up +78. When I checked this morning, ES was up +22. I've got the NinjaTrader up, NinjaTrader HUD up going so far. We are pre-market, remember, but it looks like your OPEX call walls at 6,700 on SPX and 6,400 on the put wall. We'll adjust that delta when price opens today. Command node looks good. Looks like we're in positive GEX at 80 million, positive DEX and positive VEX and positive Vanna. Looks like your Vanna magnet pre-market 66.54. Sell pressure's at 65.99, but the magnet and the buy pressure is active so far. The zero line is 65.65. And the call wall's up there at 67.54 adjusted for ES. That was as the SPX spot price, ES price delta of 44, which was Friday. We'll check that when market opens today. So looking good on ES. This is the new NinjaTrader HUD. I'm working on another one. I'll show you that. I've got some 0 DTE data to flip through here on ThinkorSwim. I've already ran my 0 DTE call walls and put walls for all the stock tickers on there. Let's flip to that. Here we go. Here is your NVIDIA 0 DTE call walls and put walls. Pre-market 177 call wall at 66 million. 172.50 put wall with 0 million so far. It just means there's not a lot of put wall activity on that. Your Vanna magnet is just above the call wall at 180. Let's check Apple. Your call wall is at 257.50. The bid's at 256 pre-market. Ask is at 256.12. Put wall is at 252 with negative 1.2 million. Vanna magnets at 257. Let's flip over and check Tesla's. Everyone favorite. That does have 0 DTE today on a Monday. Your call wall is at 370. Not a lot of weight to it. Your magnet's at 365, your pre-market bid's at 363, your put wall's at 360 with a negative 7.1 million weight to it. With your next two walls below it at 357.50 and 355, negative 4 million, negative 3.3 million. Amazon looks good. I'm sorry, Tesla looks good. Here we are at Amazon, the call wall at 210, which is right where the bid pre-market is at 210. Your Vanna magnet's 207, your put wall's at 207. Looks like the top of the positive GEX is 215. Meta, which had a crazy week the last couple weeks, down almost close to 500. And over the last couple trading days to the end of the week, last week, it's up 75. We got a call wall at 577, which is currently below the current ask. Vanna magnets at 580. Put walls at 572.50 with very little weight. Keep that in mind. The Qs, which I'm not a fan of showing pre-market because there's so much activity that happens in the first couple minutes, but I will. Call walls at 586, which is 50 cents below the current ask pre-market, and your put walls at 580 with some pretty significant weight at 22 million, less than the call wall at 27 million. And your SPY is at 657 with the pre-market ask of 655. Your put wall is at 650, 29 million on the put wall compared to 25 million on the call wall. IWM, if you like to trade that, which I love to trade that. Your put wall is at 249 compared to a pre-market bid of 250.93, and your call wall is at 252. The call wall has significantly more GEX weight than the put wall does. AVGO, you got a call wall at 315 with a pre-market ask of 315.60, a put wall at 307.50, and the magnet's up at 320. Netflix, we are at call wall 100, pre-market ask of 100.38. Vanna magnets below at 95, at the put wall at negative 2.9 million with that weight. Now the call wall weight's 12.4 million, so there's a lot more open activity at the call wall than there is at the put wall for Netflix. And Palantir. We've got a 0 DTE call wall at 152.50, put wall at 140. Your pre-market ask is 149.10, and your magnet's at 155. The call wall significantly has more weight than the put wall, 10.5 to 1.4. GLD, you've been trading gold, lots of volatility in gold lately. Call wall's at 430, your put wall's at 425. Your call wall is $1.5 million more than your put wall. Big red candle here, pre-market at 905, and your magnet's at 425 as well. USO, crude oil, check those futures. Crude oil is down 52 cents at 111, but your USO ETF is Vanna magnet 150, call wall 140, put wall 120. The call wall has about 4 times as much weight as the put wall does. And then SPX, it's going to take a while to load because I only have 1 day loaded. And since SPX doesn't trade pre-market, I have to switch to add a day. I had 0 days for the other ones. Here's NDX. Your call wall is at 2418. Along with your magnet, your put wall is at 23900. And then SPX is call wall 66. This is 0 DTE. Your Vanna magnet 66 with your put wall at 6565. That call wall, look at the weight on that call wall, 30 million. Look at the weight on that put wall, negative 1.4 million. So what you want to do is pull up your option chain at open and watch those 2 strikes and look at the open interest compared to the volume over the first 2 or 3 minutes and watch how that trades. Now what we can do now is we can switch from the 0 DTE to the OPEX and we'll see how that compares. I'm sorry, switch from the, to the OPEX. Get OPEX now. Here's the OPEX data. Vanna magnet on SPX is at 7,000. Call wall is at 60, 69. Pretty high up there. Your put wall is at 64. Put wall's got way more weight, which it typically does because there's a lot of put spreads on SPX. We'll start back at the top on NVIDIA. If you like to swing trade, you want to watch the OPEX numbers. That's what I do. If you like to trade longer term puts, your call wall on NVIDIA OPEX for April expiration, which I think is 2 weeks away now. We're April 6th today. We got 185 with the magnet at 190. Your put wall is at 170. The call wall is 23.5 million compared to 12.5 million on the put wall. And then Apple is call wall 265 at 7.5 million, and your Vanna magnet's up above that at 270 with your put wall at 245, negative 0.9 million. A couple minor walls below that, nothing in between. Tesla, we got call wall at 400. That matches the magnet, and the put wall is all the way down at 350, just $13 below the current pre-market ask here on April 6th. And then Amazon, we've got call wall at 215, put wall at 195, a lot more weight to the call wall. That would be your ceiling for a while. And then Meta, call wall is at 615. Sorry, your magnet's at 600. So we're seeing the magnet above the call wall, and then your put wall is at 550. So if you like to get long Meta, you could put spread or straight short put on Meta at 550 for the month. And the Qs, we've got call wall at 615, magnet at 600. Both are under the pre-market ask of 587. And then your put wall is at 570, which is 17 points below the current pre-market ask. And on SPY, call wall at 685 at 14 million. Your put wall is at 640 at 71 million. And your magnet, where's the magnet? All the way down to 630. A lot of activity down at 630 for some reason. And then IWM, call wall is at 670, 9.1 million. Your put wall is at 245, 67 million, and your magnet's below that. And AVGO, Call walls at 340 with your magnet, and your put walls at 310. Pre-market ask here is 316. Netflix, call wall 100, put wall 95. Pretty tight on Netflix. Vanna magnets down at 85. That'll update pre-market. And then Palantir, call wall 150, put wall 130. We are at the call wall on Palantir. So if you are holding Palantir, you probably be pretty safe to sell some covered calls against it. If you want to get long Palantir, this is not the place. I would wait. Not a trade recommendation, as I'm not a financial advisor. I just like to provide data. GLD, magnet 450, call wall 460, put wall 380. 380. I'm going to come back and look at that option chain on GLD for the OPEX. USO, call wall 135, magnet 120. We're at 137. And negative put wall max negative gamma is 110. There's a minor put wall at 116. So that would be your first support level, and there's a call wall in between that. Crazy activity in USO. If you got enough guts to trade USO, man, I support you. Let's look at the GLD. I have such a hard time with buttons. Let's look at that option chain, GLD, for the OPEX 17. What did we say that put wall was? 380. What can we get? 380. $1.48. Look at that. Look at the open interest on that. 29,000 open interest contracts at 380 on the puts. Only 553 on the calls. You don't see a lot below the spot price on that. We're pre-market right now. Yeah, 13 and 15 at 355. I don't have delta on this. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I don't really look at the delta all that much. Like a lot of people say you sell 16 delta, which is one standard deviation. I don't really look at delta because that's purely mathematical and doesn't take into consideration any other data as far as what people are doing, right? But when you're looking at gamma and gex, it takes into consideration what institutions are buying and selling and what the market makers have to do. So I don't really care what the delta is. Now, I'm also developing a very unique strategy that does include the option delta, but it uses it as a secondary indicator based on the gex weight. And when I'm done with that, I think you're going to be pretty impressed with it. It's pretty cool. Look at the rest. That is the highest. Ooh, 26 here at 420. What's the ask? 428? 26. So, man, you can get $8 for a 420 put, 17 April. 26,000 open interest. If you guys are bored today, pull that up on your charts and watch the volume at the 420 put. Let's see what we got for calls. Calls are relatively thin until we get to 480. 20,000 is the biggest. 18,000, looks like, nope, 19,000 at 450. Was that the call wall? I think it was. You can get 405 for that. If you're long GLD already, if you got 100 shares on that, you could sell a synthetic strangle. You could sell the 450, get $4, and sell the 420, get $8. So you could get $1,200 just for holding 100 shares of GLD in the next 2 weeks, which is a pretty good trade. That's kind of how I trade IWM. It's, I don't want to say less risky, but I don't mind holding IWM. Pays a little bit of a dividend. Doesn't go crazy and doesn't require the buying power that SPY or QQQ does. But I don't really get into portfolio management on this channel too much. I just like to bring you actionable data. All right, guys, so check this out. It is 9:17. I'm going to get ready for the live stream. I hope you can join me today in the live stream where I broadcast my NinjaTrader 8 HUD, bringing you live gamma exposure for SPX adjusted for the ES prices on NinjaTrader 8. And you don't need to go anywhere, pay a subscription anywhere to see all that data. I provide it free every day. And I try to be as active as possible in the chat, but I do have a day job, which keeps me pretty busy. Again, I hope you had a great Easter. This is Jason with Tactical Data Desk. I believe in integrity, service, and excellence. And I'm here to just give back to the trading community and hopefully make your trading as successful as possible. So I hope you enjoyed today's video, and happy Monday, everybody.